Well, people in Madison and Fitchburg are receiving higher property taxes. Last year, voters approved $507 million to renovate or replace 10 schools. Madison schools said those buildings had critical HVAC and plumbing needs. The other asked for $100 million in operating expenses. The programs would be for 4K and early learning, multilingual education, middle school career exploration, and expanded extracurricular activities. Over 4 years, the average homeowner in Madison will pay $3,800. News 3 Now spoke with one homeowner who has to pay an additional $750 next year.
It's a blessing that I can still put food on the table. The $750 is not keeping me from that. So I'm grateful that I can still do that, and the kids at the schools can get what they need.
Finance staff with the district acknowledged that this is the highest year of the referendum tax hike for homeowners, but say the district's hands are tied.
Over the last 15 years, the legislature has backed away from the state's commitment to share in the cost of local public schools. The result of that is for every less dollar in state aids to operate a local school, you have to increase your property taxes, and you can only do that if the voters vote yes, like the voters in Madison did. So it's a broken school finance system.
And this week, the Madison Common Council passed a resolution to increase housing choices in the city. Two of those changes are allowing 3 to 4 unit buildings in the city's busiest areas for public transportation, as well as the ability to create cottage courts in most residential districts. That would allow for a collection of up to 8 homes that can all be on a single zoning lot, as long as they all surround a center courtyard or shared space.
People want housing choice. They want to be able to make a decision about housing that kind of meets their needs. And right now we've got a lot of market rate and a lot of higher priced home ownership options. This is hopefully to meet some of the missing middle housing that is so desperately needed.
And while the ordinance is passed, it wasn't without some concern. District 11 Alder Bill Tischler raised concerns about his ability to preserve a nationally recognized historic area within his district. That recognition allows constituents to receive tax credits to modify their properties to create income.
If you're going to build a 4-unit housing on an existing single-family lot, it's most likely going to result in tearing down the structure. And the concern is that in the long run, like I said, maybe not 10 years from now, maybe not 20 years, but eventually if we chip away too much at the historic district, we will lose the national designation.
In a statement, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway said in part, quote, "There is still work to be done to ensure every resident can find a home in Madison that works for their family." And the Madison Metro Transit System is facing a $6 million shortfall that will need to be covered by taxpayer dollars. That shortfall was partly caused because of operational costs, overestimations for how much revenue could be collected from fares, and salary and benefit increases for drivers. To address the shortfall, the city will use more than half of its 2025 budget surplus. For the record, we'll be right back.